What up, world? It's Color Boy 2 Wavy, and this is Rap on Trial. In the case we're speaking about today, speaking about Jacksonville rapper KSOO ATK affiliate, Young and Ace affiliate, and how him and his co-defendant ATK Scotty just got found guilty for first-degree murder. Scotty was also found guilty for burglary, but first-degree murder is the big one. So let's just get into it. So, quick recap: back in January 2020. Charles McCormick was gunned down in Jacksonville, Florida, walking out of a temp agency. He was seeking employment, and as soon as he left, he was ambushed and chased and gunned down. Very graphic scene, gruesome testimony by witnesses. And basically, a cop was across the street at a Publix, patrolling the Publix. So he heard the gunshots and followed behind the getaway car. The getaway car, they go on a high-speed chase. The getaway car crashes into some type of small tree or something, and 3 occupants break out of the car. One of the occupants, which is alleged to be KSOO, which we ain't gonna say too much alleged no more because they done got found guilty, so it is what it is. KSOO runs out of the car. He go one way. That's it for him. He gets away. Scotty and Dominique Barner, aka Butter, y'all remember that name? They break out and run another direction. They end up basically seeking shelter in some random lady's house. They run up in the lady's house. The lady catches them. She tries to kick them out. Butter end up choking her, according to his testimony, choking her, telling her he was gonna kill her. So she got right. She was like, all right, well, y'all do what y'all do. They ended up taking some pajamas, some clothes. Ended up calling KSOO's dad, or Scotty dropped a pin for KSOO's dad, Blue, to come pick them up. So Blue comes, picks them up, they leave. So everybody gets away for the most part. They get away at the beginning, right? So apparently Butter ends up locked up in jail for another murder, right? So he's locked up in jail for another murder. He's talking to somebody that he knows in the jail, and he's telling them details about this murder, and along with another murder, the murder of Bibby, who, a lot of people understand Adrian Garner, that's a affiliate of Fulio, the late Fulio, and ATK and 6 Block. I mean, not getting ahead of myself. Lil Buck is also from 6 Block. Baby is also from 6 Block. They ATK, KSOO, Scotty, they all ATK, Young and Ace, they ATK or whatever. So they always had problems. They always had beef. And basically, Butter's in jail just talking too much, man. And he ends up talking to somebody who's wearing a wire. Dude is wearing a wire in jail. And Butter is giving the full ESPN top 10 rundown on what happened with this murder and that murder. So the police take all that information and they indict everybody. You know what I mean? They indict KSOO, Scotty. They indict KSOO's dad. But Butter ended up saying, hey, I'm finna sell y'all out. I'm sending y'all up the road so I don't go to prison for the rest of my life. I'm already facing a murder charge. And now I'm hemmed up on this. It's over with. And if I'm not mistaken, he was going to testify against somebody in the murder trial that he already had pending, right? So, state's evidence, you had camera surveillance of a man being gunned down or a man running up and chasing a man, gunning him down. They try to do a lot of body morphology type of math and, building models and stuff with computer technology to show that, hey, it could have been him. Because one big thing that happened when they broke out of the car, the cop that was chasing them, he put onto his walkie-talkie, he was like, suspect is between 5'6" and 5'10". And KSOO is some 6'3", 225-pound head-ass dude. You know what I'm saying? So that was a completely wrong description. And when he got up and testified, he tried to put emphasis on the fact, like, hey, man, it was in a moment. He was far away. He wasn't right next to me. I'm 6'3" myself, so I was incorrect. But, people ain't trying to hear that. But, that's just what it was. Also, some state's evidence. I mean, of course, you had Dominique Barner testifying. And then you got KSOO's dad, Blue, testifying. Because he didn't want to go back to prison. He had already been in prison before. And he's been testifying against crooked cops since the 90s. And apparently, according to this case in the testimony, he was already a confidential informant before this case got started. So Blue's testifying against his son and his other son. He got two sons in this case. So in this case right here, as far as it's laid out right now, you got KSOO facing first degree murder. You got Scotty facing first degree murder and burglary. And then you got Crazy K facing first degree murder as well. But his trial is separate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so as far as the evidence goes, man, they had Scotty's fingerprints was on the gun. You know, and that's gonna be important. I'm gonna bring that up later. Scotty's fingerprints was on a gun. Scotty's DNA was on a T-shirt that was found in the back of the getaway car when they had to run away. Scotty's DNA was found on pajamas, you know, or some type of fabric on in the lady's house. You know what I'm saying? So you can prove that Scotty was there, but honestly, you know, I'll just say that. So the defense arguments was, of course, the defense was arguing, KSOO's defense was arguing, y'all are shouting out descriptions that don't match me. You can't say 5'6", 5'10", and I'm 6'3", 230. That's just completely opposite. So they was fighting that. The defense also was fighting that these weren't reliable witnesses. You know, these people have murder trials that they were already facing before this murder trial even got started. You know, and then they're career criminals, and they've told on people several times, or have plans on telling on people several times. At what point is it like you're just not trustworthy? You're just literally doing stuff to throw other people in for your mistakes. You know, Scotty's lawyer, and I like Scotty's lawyer, man. Scotty's lawyer was like, man, y'all don't have no proof that I set up no type of murder, and I agree with her. Honestly, I truly thought that they would be found not guilty, but let me just get that out of the way. They were found guilty. KSOO was found guilty. Scotty was found guilty. Crazy K's trial is coming soon or whatever, and we're gonna keep you up to date on that. But as far as KSOO, you know, of course they use KSOO, what he posted on Instagram. You know, kill a nigga and get my toes done. This man went to the nail salon and posted, kill a nigga, get my toes done. All kind of insults and stuff on Instagram. You know, bye to the guy he killed. You know, his dad actually testified that he was telling him, man, you gotta chill out, man. You gotta stop. You're doing too much. You know, and he just wouldn't listen. You know, and so now basically his dad is saying that his reason for testifying on the stand, of course, he has a second generation of kids now because he spent 10 years in prison. So he missed out on KSOO and Crazy K early childhood or whatever because he was locked up. But, you know, now he got a 6-year-old, he got a son, he got a daughter or whatever, and he trying to, you know, be there for them. So he's basically saying that KSOO and them didn't tell him, or Scotty, whoever, they didn't tell him. I think KSOO was the one that actually called him and said, I need you to go pick up Scotty. And Scotty sent the pen. They didn't actually tell him that they did a murder. And that he was coming to pick up some fugitives from some lady house that got her held hostage. They didn't inform this man whatsoever. I'm not saying I justify what he did. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just laying it out for y'all to interpret on your own, you know what I'm saying, your own thoughts and your own process or whatever. So he's basically like, man, I would want y'all to know. I would want to know what I'm getting into, you know what I'm saying, before you just, you know, sign me up for something. I wouldn't have drove over there in my car. You know, I wouldn't have drove over there with my phone. You know what I mean? All this other type of stuff. That's what he was saying. You know, I also, and it's also very key important, key part of the story that I've left out up till now. The motive behind killing this man, right? So KSOO had a brother named Willie Addison. All right, so one night, Willie Addison is leaving a show. He was a rapper. One night, he leaving a performance, and he's riding in the car with KSOO's dad, with Crazy K, KSOO's brother, and 2 other people. Somebody pull up and switch the car. So ended up killing Willie, shot Crazy K in the head. According to testimony, he died and came back. They had to revive him. Shot Blue, KSOO dad, in the back. Shot the other 2 people. One of them ended up being paralyzed. KSOO's dad had to drive everybody to the hospital with a bullet in his back. And basically he said he was holding his son Willie's hand the whole time, make sure he didn't die alone. That's testimony. And basically, yeah. So that's what it is. You know, the KSOO whole family got shot up in the car. And then that's not even to mention Young and Ace is KSO's best friend. And for anybody familiar with Young and Ace, you probably remember Young and Ace was involved in a shooting, a quadruple shooting, where he was the sole survivor and 3 people close to him was murdered. His best friend, his blood brother, and another best friend. So you ever hear people talking about 23 or, that's that whole situation. So KSO's in a situation where y'all niggas done shot up my daddy, they done shot up my 2 brothers, you know what I'm saying? They done shot up my best friends. I know they'll do it to me. So fuck it. KSO went to take it off on niggas. He said, fuck it, I'm playing offense. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that I agree or disagree or whatever. I'm just laying out the thought process. You know what I'm saying? So that's the motive. And the motive behind Charles McCormick himself being gunned down was because he was a 6 block member. It's alleged that 6 block members did at least the Young and Ace hit, and I'm sure did the Willie hit. So basically Charles McCormick, rap name Lil Buck, he goes and makes a rap video, a rap song dissing Willie, and that is all it takes to get shot in Jacksonville, Florida. So yeah, that's what happened to him. But yeah, man, them boys got found guilty, man. KSOO and Scotty got found guilty. 1st-degree murder. And in Florida, we don't have parole, man. And 1st-degree murder is life sentence. So I don't even know why they taking their time to get a sentencing date, because 1st-degree murder is a life sentence in Florida. And we do not have parole. So you are going to die in prison unless there's some type of appeal where you can say, I was wrong in my investigation of my case. They did something wrong. They didn't read me my Miranda rights. They tampered with the evidence. A witness had conflicting interests. Unless you can find something like that while you looking in that law library, you going to prison for the rest of your life. You're not going. You're going to stay in prison for the rest of your life. They're going to hide your ass up the road, okay? And unfortunately, or, hey, I bet you it's some people on Lil Buck's side, his family, who gonna say fortunately. So I don't even want to say unfortunately, but it's all an unfortunate situation, man. It's a bunch of black lives just basically wasted, time wasted. Hate to see it. It's very unfortunate, man. You see KSOO in the courthouse when they giving him the guilty verdict, man, and he just is hitting them, It's just hitting them like, damn, bro. Like, I'm finna stay here. Man. Luckily, I ain't never had to get no sentence for no damn crime to where I'm like, oh, damn, man, I'm facing the consequences of my actions. I ain't never did no type of shit like that. Thank God. But I could just imagine the moment, man. They tell you guilty. You wanted to hear the end sound, not guilty, but you say you heard guilty. So now you look KSOO up. I'd be mad as hell at my lawyer too, because his lawyer got to throwing a fit and putting his head down. Bitch, you ain't finna go do life? Like, the fuck? I ain't saying that, of course he gonna be disappointed, but it's like, man, you gotta keep your fucking composure, bro. I ain't trying to see that shit. My family, my mama, my people all up in here and shit. I'm trying to stand tall no matter what the situation is. Your stupid ass sitting here throwing a fucking temper tantrum and all this shit. But at least he cared, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So I mean, that's basically the situation, man. They both got court dates coming up soon. So of course we're gonna be covering that when they get sentenced or whatever. Of course we're gonna be covering Crazy K and his trial when it comes up, man. And we gonna be covering all this, man. We going this rap on trial, man. We going from city to city, state to state, and we gonna cover the cases that a lot of these other people ain't even gonna cover, man. I'm with you. I got you. You feel me? Cause tune in to Rap on Trial and you gonna see what's going on, man. But until the next court date, man, make your next move your best move. It's Color Boy 2 Wavy. This is Rap on Trial. Y'all be easy.